I don't want to hear these charges, people talking about nepotism.
No,
the NBA is full of nepotism.
Full of it.
The ownership level, front offices, coaching.
Yep.
I don't want to hear it all of a sudden because of Bronny James's father plays for the Lakers. Right. It is rampant in this league.
That is a
I mean, that's something that, if you haven't known, that's something that's been happening in the NBA for a long time. And it's a complaint that I've had about the NBA for a long time. It's a part of the reason why I think some of these teams and organizations are so bad. And what ends up happening is these players end up becoming the scapegoats. When the reality is, people are getting hired in these high-level positions on NBA teams because of their families and friends. That's just the pure fact of it, right? General managers, analysts, they're there. Coaching staffs, it's what's been happening, and I think that's why we see game plans are so shit sometimes. That's why we see teams copy and pasting strategies and copy and pasting the way a team should play, even though their roster don't fit that team, because a bunch of these guys don't know what the fuck they're doing. And I get it. There are some basketball players that are just fucking dumb. I get it. Does not take away from the fact that they still worked their ass off on the skill of basketball. They still went through the high school, college, AAU. They still went through that process. It's just everyone can't be smart. But when you're in a position where you're expected to be smart, but you're dumb, now that's a problem. Because NBA players, they can make up for being stupid by having just raw talent, just having, intuition. They don't necessarily have to remember all of the schemes. Oh shit, I think I should run this way, just because, they've kind of gone through this shit. Or maybe they might not know how to do a play in a certain way because their just brain don't work like that. But they can make up for it, like I said, because of their skill and their talent. But they get called to the carpet. They get called to the table when they fuck up. But these GMs, these development, they don't get called out for shit. And people wonder why some of these teams suck. So I'm with them. Don't start this shit with Bronny James. But we do need to start with those managers, those staffs. We got to start with them. Because I think they're a part of the reason why the game is getting diluted. They're part of the reason why statistics is so rampant. Because when you got a bunch of guys that, let's be honest, don't really know what they're looking at when they're watching a game of basketball. They don't understand the concept of pattern recognitions. They don't understand the concept of the certain plays that teams are running. The counter when someone does something. When someone steps up. They don't understand that concept. They do understand numbers. They went to school. Statistics. They can do percentages. They can divide two numbers from each other. They could do that shit and then go and give you a percentage and a number. But when it comes to what it actually looks like to guard a pick and roll beyond the numbers, what it looks like when this person has a ball in their left hand, what kind of moves that they can get off, what's the best option out of those moves, they couldn't tell you that. Because they don't actually know the game. Now, granted, numbers and statistics have always been a part of sports, and basketball in particular, and they are important. Knowing which side a player prefers, tendencies, percentages they shoot, very, very, very important. But it's not the only thing. Game within a game. I know folks hear this. Game within a game. Little details. Where to put a certain player. All of those things matter. How is someone setting a pick? Do they need to delay it? Are they coming too early? Are they coming too late? All of these things are a factor. And you need to be able to know what you're looking at when you're watching a game, because everything is happening in real time. And if you can't do that as a staff of the NBA, of an NBA organization, and all you can do is spit numbers at me, and you got this job because of your dad or because of your friend or your cousin or your uncle or whoever the fuck, then they need to fix that. Because I think it'll go a long way in pushing this game forward. Getting actual basketball minds in there to try and innovate the game. We've been talking about defense. Let's get some defensive players in there. Let's actually have them try to come up with something. Try to come up with a different type of zone. Try something.